Let's talk WNBA on a night. The Indiana Fever get an impressive win as well. HQ WNBA analyst Tyreka Carter is with us. And Tyreka, Fever, first time they beat the Connecticut Sun in 4 tries. And what more can you say about Caitlin Clark? She already has the rookie assist record on this night. She claims the 3-point mark for a single season for a rookie. This is a team that went from 1-8 to start the season. They're 14-8 over their last 22. Can you kind of pinpoint what her impact has been on this team in her year 1 in the league?
It's been remarkable. Similar to what Kelsey Mitchell said post-game, we've had the time to develop the chemistry with one another, and it's been a work in progress every day. But it's the buy-in portion that has been impressive for the Indiana Fever, because a lot of times when teams don't have chemistry, one of two things are going to happen. They're going to answer the call or they're going to fold. Right now, the Indiana Fever are answering the call, and we're even hearing them being called the team to beat. They're on the up and up, and Caitlin Clark has been a huge piece of that dynamic. The game has slowed down for her a lot compared to the first couple months of her rookie year, where I think she was just trying to find her footing, her pacing, what it means to be a WNBA player, where I got to get that ball moving. And now she's breaking records left and right. She surpassed Ryan Howard to become the #1 rookie with over 86 3-pointers made, which is just impressive. So she does a little bit of everything, from distributing the rock to also making sure she's picking her spots to score as well. And I think that's made all the difference when it comes to finding a balance for what the Fever do.
Yeah, she's grown accustomed to the physicality of the pro game, if you will. And also that scoring record is within reach last 9 games of the regular season as well. But again, I mentioned the fact that they're only a half game out of 6th overall in the league now, behind the Phoenix Mercury. This is a team that, again, beats Connecticut for the first time in 4 tries. Where are they in your mind with regards to where they stack up with playoff contenders, having won 14 of the last 22?
Honestly, with the way that the Phoenix Mercury have been playing, the Indiana Fever truly do have an opportunity to take over that 6th spot. And if I'm them, I'm trying to climb as high as I can so I don't get a matchup against that 1 or 2 seed in the first round. And you can see them potentially take an early exit. So with Phoenix, their next game is going to be up against Vegas. And then we just saw them go the Atlanta Dream. They came down to the wire against the Seattle Storm. Phoenix is going to have to play them too on Tuesday. So Phoenix, the road ahead isn't easy for them. And I think the road ahead for the Indiana Fever, it actually is starting to ease up a bit. And so they had the bulk of the tough competition earlier on in May and June. And now that they're settled in and they're playing these teams 3 and 4 times, they're figuring them out a little bit. And it shows in their dynamic as a squad.
And no question, they've come together as a team. You know, you're talking about the top of the league. The New York Liberty lose to the LA Sparks. They come off a loss as well recently to Connecticut. And then you have Vegas, which A'ja Wilson scores 42, and it comes in a loss. And they've kind of been scuttling of late. And those are your finalists from a season ago. Your level of concern for the 2 finalists is higher for which team?
I'm not too concerned about the New York Liberty. And I say that because they go into these gauntlets with an unhealthy roster. Jonquel Jones didn't play tonight, and I still think that's no excuse to lose to the LA Sparks. They're dead last in the standings. However, they were missing 15 points per game and 9 rebounds per game in their lineup. They look sluggish. They look, you know, a little slow. But Nyjah Hamilton, she's just now coming back into the fold of things. She's one of their best defenders and another X factor when it comes to scoring. She's just returning from a knee injury. And so when completely healthy, the Liberty, they're dominant. I'm not concerned about them. Only 6 losses. And with the season winding down, they've already clinched their playoff spot. You rather it come now than they get into the playoffs and they messing around. I'm more concerned about Vegas. They don't look as polished as a team as we saw when they went back-to-back. There's something missing there in the fold where A'ja Wilson, she's capable of scoring 42. Obviously, we saw that. But it hasn't been coming easy for her because it seems as though her teammates haven't been in a solid rhythm. So there's something going on within that Vegas, I would say, offense, really. I don't think defensively they have much problems, where they have to figure out, okay, how do we get back to us as a team whether that's Chelsea Gray scoring the ball a little bit more, Kelsey Plum, it's not moving enough for me. It's not sticking. And I think they concern me a little bit more than the New York Liberty for sure.
That makes sense. Right now, as we speak, they'd be the road team. They wouldn't have home court in the opening round of the playoffs, though the Seattle Storm would. Seattle coming off a late win on this night. They are 4th overall in the league. When you stack up these playoff contenders, they are home court in the opening round. Where do you see Seattle with regards to fighting for a title?
I'm going to be honest here about Seattle. Their consistency, that is of concern to me because they're in dog fights night in and night out. And so when they can reach the point where they're getting wins and it's like, oh, this is convincing. They're coming out and they're just flat out smacking teams. They have the talent. They have the roster. And to me, they have the depth to win it. But what I want to see more is how do we put together 4 quarters of play to show that we can be that title contender team. So I don't put them in regards to up there with the likes of a Minnesota Lynx or the New York Liberty quite yet. But I think tonight is a step in the right direction for them to show that the grittiness and how they can gut out wins against an Atlanta Dream team who is also on the up and up. They're 1 spot away from getting that 8th seed if the Chicago Sky can't get their act together, who have lost 4 straight.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that Minnesota has shown that they are the best of the West. She's Tyreka Carter, our HQ WNBA analyst. Ty, we appreciate the insight.
Thanks.
This is what it looks like with regards to notable tips from the WNBA on CBS Sports Network. You get the Fever against the Sparks, who come off that win over the Liberty on Wednesday. And the Wings and Liberty back at it on Tuesday. Aces and Sun, followed by the Sparks again, getting the Phoenix Mercury. And again, as we mentioned, the Mercury just 1/2 game up on the Fever for that 6th spot overall in the league.